Welcome to our channel. Welcome to our journey through time to explore the causes of the American Revolution. In this video, we will explore the events and circumstances that led the American colonies to rebel against British rule and seek independence. Before the Revolution, the American colonies were under British rule. These colonies consisted of 13 colonies along the eastern coast of North America. British rule had a significant impact on the lives of the colonists, but over time, tensions began to arise between the colonists and the British authorities. In the late 18th century, 13 British colonies in North America were on the brink of a revolutionary change. Discontent with British rule, these colonies sought independence and freedom. One of the pivotal events leading to the Revolution was the Boston Tea Party of 1773. Colonists, protesting the British Tea Act, dumped 342 chests of tea into Boston Harbor, sending a strong message to the British Crown. Tensions between the colonists and the British escalated. One of the main causes of the American Revolution was taxation without representation. In 1765, Britain passed the Stamp Act, which imposed taxes on all printed documents in the colonies. The colonists had no representation in the British Parliament to voice their opinions or object to these taxes. This sense of injustice led to widespread protests and incidents such as the Boston Tea Party of 1773, in which colonists dumped a British shipment of tea into Boston Harbor in protest of a tea tax. Britain responded to the colonists' protests by imposing a series of coercive laws, also known as the Intolerable Acts. These laws were intended to punish the Massachusetts colony and undermine resistance to British rule. Enlightenment ideas played a major role in shaping the consciousness of the colonists. The writings of philosophers such as John Locke and Jean-Jacques Rousseau on liberty and the rights of man inspired many Americans. The colonists believed they had the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. On April 19, 1775, the first shots of the Revolution were fired at Lexington and Concord. The colonial militia faced the British Redcoats, marking the beginning of the Revolutionary War. The confrontations were fierce and under extremely bad weather conditions, during which the revolutionaries endured a lot of fatigue, hunger, and lack of health care. Despite that, the revolutionaries continued their revolution. During the winter of 1777 to 1778, General George Washington and his troops endured the brutal winter at Valley Forge. Despite the harsh conditions, the Continental Army emerged stronger and more determined. Amidst the bitter cold and relentless hardships of the winter of 1777 to 1778, General George Washington and his weary troops found themselves at Valley Forge. Battling not only the freezing temperatures but also the scarcity of food and supplies, the soldiers faced one of their toughest challenges. Yet, in the face of such adversity, the Continental Army emerged from that winter not broken, but stronger, more resilient, and more determined than ever to fight for their independence. In 1778, the American colonies achieved a monumental milestone by securing a vital military alliance with France. This historic agreement was made possible through the tireless diplomatic efforts of Benjamin Franklin, who skillfully negotiated with French leaders. The alliance brought essential aid, resources, and reinforcements to the American cause, turning the tide in their struggle for independence and marking a turning point in the Revolutionary War. The pivotal moment of the Revolutionary War came with the American victory at the Battle of Saratoga in 1777. This crucial triumph convinced France to officially join the war effort, offering the colonists vital military support and resources. With French aid, the path to American independence became clearer and more attainable. The turning point of the American Revolutionary War came in 1777, with the decisive victory at the Battle of Saratoga. This triumph not only boosted the morale of the colonists, but also convinced France to join the fight, offering crucial military support and resources that were desperately needed. With France's backing, the quest for independence gained new momentum. The decisive victory of the American Revolutionary War came at the Siege of Yorktown in 1781. General George Washington, leading a combined American and French force, strategically encircled the British Army under General Cornwallis. This relentless siege forced Cornwallis to surrender, marking a turning point that effectively ended major combat operations and paved the way for American independence. The American Revolutionary War officially ended with the signing of the Treaty of Paris in 1783. This crucial agreement not only recognized the United States' independence from Britain, but also established the new nation's boundaries. The treaty marked the conclusion of a hard-fought struggle and the beginning of a new era for the fledgling country. The American Revolutionary War came to an official end with the signing of the Treaty of Paris in 1783. This landmark agreement recognized the United States as an independent nation and set its boundaries. It marked the end of a long and challenging conflict, ushering in a new era of growth and development for the newly formed country. In 1783, the Treaty of Paris was signed, bringing the American Revolutionary War to a close. This pivotal treaty not only confirmed American independence from Britain, but also defined the new nation's borders. It symbolized the end of a hard-fought struggle and the beginning of a new chapter in American history. The American Revolution served as a model for liberation movements worldwide, inspiring peoples to demand their rights to freedom and equality. The American Revolution was not merely a movement for independence, but also the beginning of a new political system based on the principles of democracy and justice. The American Revolution laid the foundation for a state that respects human rights and guarantees fundamental freedoms for its citizens, making it a global example to be emulated. The impact of the American Revolution extended beyond the borders of the United States, as its ideas about self-governance and liberty inspired political reform movements in Europe and Latin America. Today, the legacy of the American Revolution continues to shape the United States. The sacrifices and determination of those who fought for freedom remind us of the enduring spirit of independence and the ongoing pursuit of a more perfect union.